good morning, good afternoon, good morrow. Whatever time you are watching this, welcome to Kicking It with KB. I am your host, KB. I'm here with Shakira.
Hello.
To my right, to my left, I have Kanye and Akeem.
What's up, gang?
As you can see, we are missing Michelle. She's just taking a day for rest. But we miss you. Today's topic is a very interesting topic because I've seen a lot of people talk about this, more specifically on the being submissive side. But we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But we'll say the main title or the main subject and then co-subject. Why don't women want to get in a relationship / marry? Now, last time we started off with the ladies, so today we start off with the fellas. And for some reason, we always start with y'all when we have subjects about women. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it's very wonderful.
Just gotta love it.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so either Kanye or Akeem, y'all can start whenever you like. Doesn't matter who starts first.
Go ahead, bro.
Of course, y'all offer each other to go first.
Okay. Repeat what you said again.
Why don't women want to get in a relationship or marry?
That's interesting because from my point of view, I've always viewed women as wanting to get married or be in a relationship. Especially because y'all women, y'all like titles. Y'all like to always be like, oh, I'm married, girl. I'm getting engaged. Like, I'm in a relationship. Like, my man is my...
So
whatever.
bragging, basically.
So, yeah,
or
pretty
ballooning.
much
Okay.
more than anything. But, I mean, it's a new day and time, man. Like, a lot of people, hopefully, man, they trying to live their truths, you know, or truth, necessarily. Like, it's a lot of females who, you know, they enjoying hot girl summer. I thought that's the new thing now, right? Hot girl summer, city girl, you know, city girls.
I can't.
You know what's going on. So, you know, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Glorilla. You know what I mean? You know, so that's what I thought. I mean, at least from my point of view now, I feel like, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather a person live their truth than to be in a situation or try to like force themselves to be in a relationship or be married to a person if they really don't want to be with that person.
So are
know what I
you
mean?
more like saying that's why a lot of women don't, because they rather be single and live life or whatever and wait until it gets to that point where they should be in a relationship or married, or where they think they should be?
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
I feel like now, you know, I guess a lot of women are starting to think more like men and trying to stay single until they find the right person too as well. So I guess I don't know. Like, it's different. Like, it's you know, it's only what I see from what I at least witnessed. But I don't know. For the most part, I see a lot of women usually still want to be in relationships and stuff. But I don't know. Like, it's just So,
Okay. So
Yeah.
Jamal and Maul, the Cribbo.
Uh,
I can't think of a thing for Akeem. It doesn't work.
Akeem the King.
shut
Ah.
up. No.
You know, he's A from Load Up to AK. You heard me?
No, I think it should be it's I don't know. Like bro kinda said, it's a different age and time, and what you know what I'm saying? Women are the kind of the new men
Yeah.
in a sort of way.
Women are kind of the new men.
You know, they have the man's approach now, while dudes have women's approach now. They're like niggas is in their feelings.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
a lot of women are still,
In they
you know,
feelings
women
and-
in their
yeah.
feelings, but it's more men that aren't masculine anymore. Like a lot of simps walking around here. I wouldn't even call them simps for some of the stuff they be doing. But
You gotta be more. You gotta be a little bit more descriptive than that. What do you mean?
What do you mean about
How are they simp?
Oh, just the way they carry themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, having it's not that the woman can't have like her own or nothing, but it's like just the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you around here
Being thirsty.
yeah, stuff like that, blowing heads up just to get in the draws and all that. And then a lot of them just do it just cause,
Yeah.
which is even more weird. You ain't even got no motive. You just like that. I feel
Yeah.
sorry for you. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? I cry at night for brothers like that. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
don't
Just
cap,
thinking about like the dudes that get on these girls that like you see it like on social media. They get on these girl statuses and just go crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the stuff they say and the stuff they do.
Yeah, promises,
And-
making
and-
promises,
and then
things of
just
that
the
nature.
attention. Like when did niggas start needing attention like that? Like a woman kind of like women on social media. Even on social media, the dudes are like women kind of. As I say, ain't no masculinity anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why these females like.
I was say, so that's why you feel like they don't because the men are
I feel
acting
like that's
women?
a main. No. I
Or
feel
aren't
no.
masculine
I'm not saying
enough?
they acting like. I'm not saying I say they have the traits of women. They're not like so much acting like women. I'm not gonna say that because, like I said,
So
women.
what specific traits? Because I would like to
Niggas
know.
are into niggas, and
Like,
when I say
I mean,
that
I just-
when I
I
say in
just-
tune
I'm
with
just
their emotions,
asking.
I'll break it down in layman's terms. When I
Okay.
say nigga like they're in tune with their emotions, you can be a man and masculine and in tune with your emotions.
Okay.
What I mean is they are going off of they react. Men think more than women when it comes to emotions. Women don't really think, they react. A lot of guys these days react. A lot of guys out there put themselves in a lot of spot and not don't get me wrong, I'm not saying every
No, I know.
but
I know that.
but it's just like I said now they getting dogged out. Like you see them, and not that I feel bad about it because I like the fact that women stepped up and they doing their thing. You know, I don't agree with the I don't need no nigga type thing. I never agreed with I don't need no woman type thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely not going to agree with the other way around either. What I'm saying is that well at the end of the day, man needs woman, woman needs man, but man has become a bitch, so to speak. More than you know what I'm
not
saying.
speaking for all of us.
Not all of
Not speaking for all of us,
nah.
but those that he does
But
speak
a lot of them, that's what they look like. Y'all see it, man. A lot of them, that's what they done turned into. Like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Ain't no like masculinity no more. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's so
Yeah.
sensitive and then you know what I'm saying?
and very like desperate and like begging for situations. You know, I think that's the situation too. Like a lot of like he said, as far as like the simp guys, like now it seems like guys are begging women to be in
Yeah.
relationships or situations for that matter. So that's another issue too. As far as some men, you know, not all men, of course, because we can't speak for all men, but for the most, a lot of men are doing that these days.
And then women are just like I said, women don't want to be in relationships because ain't no woman want to be with no dude like that for real unless she use him.
Yeah.
So you don't think it's more of, especially since y'all can say enough times that women are emotional, you don't think it's more of like because of how men be treating women? Why they don't want to be in a
I
relationship?
mean,
or
I
married?
think that plays a role. I mean, it's situational.
Thank
That plays a role in it, of course. But I mean, you can say the same thing for the other side. You know, as far as the way women treat dudes, it's a lot of women that's messed up too. It ain't always.
I
like,
mean,
you know
no,
what
but I'm
saying?
talking more of, especially cheating wise. I'm talking more of that way than.
I mean, it ain't even gotta be cheating. It could just be a person just not treating you right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't
I
gotta
mean,
be as
yeah.
far. It don't gotta go as far as cheating. To me, that's bad. That's just as bad up there too. If I ain't getting treated like
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be getting
It
treated.
I
is.
definitely know some situations of that too, where somebody's being treated wrong, but you know they not necessarily cheating on that person, but they definitely treat
Yeah,
the person
like
wrong.
like it's plenty of those. It's plenty of those.
So you don't think
situations.
that's more men doing that than women? I mean,
So
I'm
what
only
you
asking
saying?
because we're saying that
so
women.
what you saying is it's a cheating thing. Like
I mean,
it's-
no, I
it's
mean
more
it
like
counts
that's-
as treating wrong too. I mean that goes under treating somebody wrong when you're cheating on them. But I'm talking like
course.
that's why, like I said, the subject is why women don't want to get married. And you said,
I mean, like I said, because dudes it's a lot of simp dudes and dudes that's not trying to lead no more. That's what I mean by masculinity. Dudes ain't leading no more. Like why you want to reproduce? You know, just like in the animal kingdom, they reproduce with the top notch. They don't. The women animals reproduce with top notch dude animals. They don't reproduce with the simp.
dude, animals.
Like the dude that ain't the strongest. They don't reproduce with him. And just
Mm-hmm.
like women look at that, they not trying to be with the dude. They might settle, but they not really trying to be with that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then when they finally see the dude or are around the dude that they want, they end up eventually either cheating with that nigga or stepping on the other dude and going with him. You know what I'm saying? And then the other nigga sitting there like, what happened? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's true.
Okay. So Kiki, what do you think?
It doesn't matter what you think.
Honestly, I can only speak from my own experience or my own, I guess.
Nah,
point of
nigga,
view.
that wasn't the question.
But
No, this is realistic. Let her talk, okay? Shh. Silence. Silencio. Go
but
ahead,
to be
Kiki.
honest, to me personally, I don't want to get married because, again, I only want to do that once. I don't want to sit here and get married like 3 or 4 times thinking I found Mr. Right. That's one reason I don't, personally. I think that's what most women want. No one wants to keep getting married over and over again or getting relationships with people over and over again, and it don't work out. So you're just wasting years of your life messing with everybody and their granddaddy, and it's not working. So this is why they have a hot girl summer, so you can get all that out before,
That's BS.
you settle down.
That's
Yeah,
BS?
definitely
That's
BS.
BS.
Because
What do you
it
mean?
don't, a lot of times, especially these days, it don't always necessarily happen that way. As far as before marriage, a lot of times people do it during marriage.
Women
Yeah.
want their cake and eat it too. A lot
Facts.
these days. Especially
That's
these days.
definitely-
Especially
Wait
these
a
days.
hot damn minute.
that's
Let's
facts.
not
So
go
not
there.
That's
men.
facts.
Not
No,
men.
I
I'm
whoa,
not
whoa,
saying-
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I
I
never
didn't
said
say,
man
I
either,
didn't
yeah.
say that you didn't, but
Yeah.
the fact that y'all are saying that the
Oh, no,
reason
'cause
why
once
women have
again-
the hot
once
girl
again-
summer type stuff is BS.
Once
I don't,
again, because she
But
said no.
dudes have
I'm
that
saying
too,
no.
though.
I'm saying it's BS that they want to go ahead, get it out their system, have a hot girl summer, and then do it. I
Point
said
at me, I
that's
stay
BS.
home. Don't point at me.
No, I didn't put you.
Yes, you
You
did.
said it.
You
You
said
said
hot
it.
girl summer.
I was
And
talking
then
with my hand. Chill out.
And then-
I was
you know.
talking with my hand.
but that's what I'm saying. But you have dudes that want to.
I mean, yeah, and like I said, that's why I say it
That
work
do
on
that
both.
also.
It work on both sides. But like I said, I'm saying the way it's set up these days.
Right.
Like, how many women y'all hear killing niggas or killing other women over other niggas? It ain't too often in the black
Ain't
community.
never seen that.
It ain't too often in the black community. But like I said,
That's
look
a
at
lot.
look how many in any community. I don't care what color it happens in every community, but especially with dudes over a woman.
Yeah.
How many
Definitely
dudes are sitting in prison for the rest of their life right now
Yep.
because they over a woman?
Yep. And I know a personal situation. One of my friends, he was living in Town Center, and it was recently right here in Virginia Beach. The guy that was in the military that came home and caught his girlfriend or fiance or wife or whatever the case may be with another military guy that I guess he was in the military with. And I guess they had been having a relationship. I mean, they had been, messing with each other on the side for the longest time. And he came home and he caught them and he killed the guy. And now he's in jail serving time, and the girl gonna move on with her life. So
And that's
You
what I
know?
mean
That's so
by
sad.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But you gotta admit, when it comes to being a military wife or a military husband, I'm sorry, those are the most unfaithful relationships in the world.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
because you ain't even. I mean,
Especially
I'm
when you
not
go
saying
off
because
the
it's the
beauty on
distance.
one
I'm
night.
not even saying because of the distance. It's just because,
it's
like,
definitely the distance.
I'm not saying.
Especially when you're deployed.
I didn't say it was just because of the distance. I'm saying
I'm
that,
just
that it's a
saying that's
lot
the
that
main
comes
reason.
with that lifestyle. It's a lot that comes with that lifestyle, which either the person that's not in the military, they not really ready for that.
facts.
The other person ain't really ready for it either. But a lot of the times in the military situation, they don't know what they getting into,
Facts.
especially women.
See,
Facts.
and this is why
A
you
lot of
shouldn't
times
jump into
people-
relationships when you're not ready.
No,
is
it's
all
not
I'm
that. It's
saying.
not that. It's just you shouldn't make a decision like I'm gonna get married knowing that this person, the type of thing. That's just like a woman marrying
I
a
mean,
cop. Like a woman
Mind
marrying
you,
a
that
cop.
can work the other way around too. Because
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
what I
these military
said.
people will have an affair overseas,
Overseas,
or when they're deployed,
that's what I'm saying. See,
and
this
then come
is-
home
this is
to
why I said
whoever's
it-
at
that's
home
why
and
I
think
said-
everything's okay.
That's why I said that's a
Leave a
it's
little Kim Jong without a daddy.
right. That's why I said. That's why I said in that situation it's situational because, like I said, it can happen. Just like everything else, it can happen on both sides. But in that
It sure
situation,
can.
one or both parties in it they weren't ready for what to expect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't get married and be like, oh, I might end up cheating or something like that, and you're in the military, you go
No.
overseas, you don't expect that. But like I said, and I'm pretty sure the woman don't expect that, or the man don't expect that. That's got to stay home. But like I said, at the same time, that's why you need to know that person. Really, you need to really be in tune with that person because distance, just because y'all distance, that shouldn't play a role and give you an excuse to even think about doing that.
Even if you in tune with that person, speaking from my own experience, it's still.
I feel like
'Cause that's 'cause
I feel like when it comes to stuff
calm.
like that, like you should have I don't want to say expectations, but you know what comes along with certain things. Like when you're with somebody in the military, you know they have a chance of being deployed. You know there's going to be scenarios where y'all be apart, whether it's 1 month or a year or however long, unfortunately. And yeah, I know it sucks. But if you know that that's what's coming along with it, I feel like that's something that you want. Communication. Y'all should talk about it, even if you're in tune with that person. Because then I feel like it will become an excuse of why you did that because of the distance when you already knew that was going to be
Right,
a thing
but
anyway.
a lot of times though, people get in situations like that because of the benefits, the bit more so than the relationship.
That's true,
You know,
too.
they looking at the beneficial factor behind it. So
child.
that's the only issue for the most part.
Plus, marrying safe. Like you can't go with safe. Like
Yeah.
that's not how you live life. We
Right.
don't. You
Content.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Comfortable.
You know.
Right.
Yeah. You know. You can't go with. That's
It could be gone.
that's-
It can be here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah,
so,
that's why I say you
know.
can't go with the safe bet because the safe bet ain't always the best. What's permissible ain't always beneficial. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So like,
that's true.
in this case, like I said, that can be in any. Like I said, it could be in any situation. It's distance between people and they in the same house in the same bed.
It can
Facts.
be, but I mean,
And they ain't even far. You might as well be far away from the other person because if y'all ain't in tune, once again, if y'all ain't in tune like that, you might as well be 1,000 miles away from, thousands of miles away from the person. Because in reality, you are 1,000 miles away from the person.
You know, I learned that watching couples therapy last season.
Nobody asked.
Okay, that was just, there's a local jackass in the room with me.
Yeah, she
But-
wearing all that horse hair too.
First of all,
Hey,
don't talk about Carly like that. This is 100% human hair. Okay,
No, I wasn't the one
Virgin
talking when he said that, but okay.
Hey, virgin human hair, Brazilian.
no, because they was talking about Michael Blackson and how he gets a side chick every month or whatever.
I mean,
You
that's
know?
that's
Do I
understood
think
in their
that's
relationship,
weird?
though. That's
Yeah,
understood in their
but-
relationship,
But
though.
she
Yeah.
don't. But watching couples therapy, his fiance, quote unquote, was like she didn't want that no more.
I mean, that's TV, though.
and then it's like even outside TV, they were still talking about it.
I mean, I'm saying you once
just
again
don't
you
get
get
that.
into you can't say I'm ready for something, get into it, and then all of a sudden you renege.
Yeah. You
Or
change
as
your
something
mind.
like
Actually, you can.
I mean, I'm talking about something as far as marriage. I'm saying like if we talked about this before we got married and stuff, and you said you was okay with it, and I said this is what I want to do, and then you was like, and then all of a sudden we married, and then it's
People
time
feelings
and time.
change.
Okay,
Well,
that's exactly
that's-
why I
but
say
that's what I'm
don't
saying.
rush into it, and you need
Facts.
to really know.
Okay, well, you see, you ain't say that.
Well, if,
you
get
can't.
married
if that's
tomorrow
the
after
case, then
having
you
a
will never get it
conversation.
right. Honestly, to be
But
to be the
again,
reality of it, like
I'll say that everybody has expectations of how something should go, especially when it comes to relationship and marriage. You would hope and pray that certain things doesn't happen, like cheating or getting mistreated. I'm not talking about abuse, anything that's severely, because that's just a situation in its own. But like cheating or one of the spouses or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, struggling to keep a job, like you wouldn't expect it to go that way. But that's why you also have to be prepared for stuff like that. Like, even though you would hope none of that happens, you have to know what to do if that were to come up. Like, you can't.
yeah, you would hope that.
Yeah, you would
but
hope that it
sometimes
doesn't
people
happen.
don't think like that.
No,
You know
they
what
don't. I mean,
Like,
I don't think anybody does. But that's why, like with how my parents were, I had never heard them argue. I have never heard them cuss each other out or cuss at each other. I mean, would I know if something happened? Yeah, because mom would be feeling some type of way, and dad might be feeling some type of way.
No, seriously.
So of course I would know when something happened, but I don't know. I didn't ever know what it was about because it was never in front of us. So that's how growing up, how I expected my relationships to go too, because of how I looked at my parents.
Right.
Now, when it didn't go that way, of course, you go through the heartbreak, the sadness, the crying, and all that stuff. But that's when you decide on if you want to cut it, not be in a marriage or relationship anymore, or try to work it out. You always got the choice. And I think that's what people don't realize, that you always have the choice to either change the situation you're in or be quiet about it. 'Cause
I mean, yeah, that's why I said don't sit here complaining about it. You know, look for the results. You know, we already know the
they're not
problem.
venting,
We already know
but
the problem.
complaining.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You need the results. Like sitting here keep complaining about the problem over and over again ain't gonna get the problem solved.
Facts. You
You know
just
what
want
I'm
to hear
saying?
yourself talk. at
Yeah,
this
like
point.
at that point you just talking.
Yeah.
And you ain't nothing, you ain't doing nothing about it, which is your fault at the end of the day. I'm saying regardless of what situation it is, and once again it's situational. Even with an abuse victim, like it's your fault. At the end of the day, you got a choice to do it. You got a choice to do everything. I don't care what he say or what she say to you. She'll do this to you. He'll do that to you. You still got a choice at the end of the day. Now, I ain't saying it's an easy choice to make, and I ain't saying it ain't certain things that don't come with that. But at the same time, you still got a choice. And if you want change for yourself, you got to make those choices. You got to make those hard decisions. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, stand on course. I mean, like I said, a lot of women don't want to get married. I feel like I'm not gonna say if it's more, but I'll say a lot more women nowadays don't want to be in a relationship or get married because, you know what I'm saying? Because it's the dudes. It's the dudes. They ain't nothing attracting to them. You know what I'm saying? If the dudes ain't attracting to them,
And then too, not even just the dudes too. It's also trends. Like a lot of people jump on the bandwagon of things that they see on TV, celebrity wise. Like see somebody else, Megan Thee Stallion, she effing all these dudes different, but whatever. At least that's what she speaks about in her
She got
music.
one dude. Don't do that.
But that's what she says. But according to her
Oh, my
music,
goodness,
it's
here
a
we
different
go.
story. So,
According to the
but I'm
music,
saying
you
I'm
can't
just,
use her music. You
but I'm
cannot use her
saying
music
I
as a
understand
thing.
it can be entertainment, but it still it shows when your music, it still sets an example for the audience, that people that are listening to your music.
The audience, but not the person.
But yeah, but even for I'm not saying that. I'm not saying this person or whatever. I guess because she in a relationship, that's cool. But still, that doesn't define the fact that she might be like that if she speaks about it in her music. Because there could be some truth to it.
Put out what sells.
You don't
And that-
have to put out what's else.
Yeah.
You can
I
put
mean,
out.
you
So then, what did you say
So-
that? Then what about your music then? Would
What
that
you mean?
not? Because some of the lyrics that y'all have,
Hold
y'all
Hold
don't
on.
live
You
that
gonna quote me?
lifestyle.
What if you gonna
You,
quote
you
me?
guys,
titties?
you guys,
Yeah, I was about to say what.
I'm glad you listened to my part.
Yeah. I mean, what you mean?
I mean, I'm just saying in general, like,
I mean, if I really have been that messed up before. You know
So
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's what I mean. Like,
So-
and then a lot of
Hey,
stuff like that we
this
speak
will-
about.
We try
I
to be
mean,
100%
we don't can't
authentic.
speak about it on the radio or whatever the case.
I
may
mean,
be.
no, but
I get what I'm
I'm
saying.
but what I'm saying is that, like, for instance,
Uh-huh.
for example, if y'all were both virgins, would you really be not making music? Y'all could rap and do all that good stuff. You can't sit here and tell me that your music would be just so non-secular that you would be like, you wouldn't be making lyrics about
It'd
having
be
sex
it'd be
with
wishful
women
thinking.
and
At
things
At
like
least for
that.
my part, it'd
Saying
be
that-
wishful thinking if I
Yeah,
wasn't.
exactly.
I ain't
You know,
going.
that's the whole purpose even
But-
the
but-
song. Like we saying, don't get messed up. Like enjoy. Basically, the song representation of our song was enjoy yourself, but don't get messed up. And
No,
the
I mean, I was
representation-
just saying in general, like, you can't. I'm not gonna say just because somebody makes a certain.
Let's go. She's basically
Makes us
saying when you, not even just y'all, like just rappers in
in general.
general.
I mean,
I'm not
that's like a broke nigga talking about. I got this, I got that.
Yeah,
and I got
right,
that.
yeah,
You putting out what sells.
Yeah.
right. And
That's
I'm not
what she-
saying
But
I'm not
I wouldn't
saying
do that, dude.
Yeah,
Cause
facts.
I'm like this. I'm like this.
Facts.
She said 20.
But look. What's the part before the twin titties though? What's the part that I said before that?
Child, don't get me the line.
What is the
I
part?
said I'm high as hell seeing double. It's like it's twin titties. See, I didn't say I was twin titties in my face.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
See, you see what I'm saying? I try to be authentic with mine and realistic. That really
Yeah.
happened to me one time. I really thought, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
How high
but
were
yeah,
you?
we were just
Apparently
saying.
messed up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
go back to what you were saying if you didn't forget what you were saying.
No. Again, it's just like I said. In general, it's just I forgot what I
You
was
don't
saying.
whisper.
I honestly forgot what I was saying. To be honest, we done went
Oh,
to like
it's
8 different
okay.
topics.
Well, see, this is what I was thinking that at least Jamal was gonna say, because I've heard him said what you said about when you said it first about the title, but I feel like no, not I feel like, I'm gonna say he feels like, because I've heard him say it too many times about why most women don't want to get married, because it's just a title and then they don't want to do the work for it.
Yeah.
They
And I
both feel
Facts.
like
see,
that.
I'm being
Facts.
nice today.
Facts.
I ain't
But
wanna
if
go
Brad
deep
was
like
here,
I ain't wanna
Brad
go deep like that.
would explain that a lot of women still do want to get married. That's why I was like, when you said the topic, I was kind of like, it's different point of views. Like if, really, it's
because-
almost like a split.
Yeah,
mindset
it
for that
is.
because it's
It
like,
is. But that's
you know,
one of
I mean-
the reasons why I had it the way I had the question was before, was because especially with this whole submissive
Yeah.
subject that came on, it was a lot of men
Yeah.
that
And-
were talking about
submission
that.
is
Yeah.
More
not
than-
a submission, for the record, is not a bad word.
it's
You know what I'm
not.
saying? Y'all,
nobody said it
women
was.
really need to look up what it means to submit, and they'll understand that being submissive is not a bad thing.
Because a lot of women
It's
think
what you're
submissive
it's
is
what's
just
required of
automatically
you in a
like you
relationship.
just
Control.
home,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
Somebody
you
like,
take
yeah,
stuff.
no.
But I'm saying, like you submit applications. You know what I'm saying? So like,
so yeah.
I ain't submitting this. They
Right.
try to control me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
You know what I
Shut
mean?
up.
And if you look up the definition of what it means biblically, or even just the definition of it, like I
Let's
said,
look it up. But we got our
I gotta
fit
take care of
zones.
my phone.
like I said,
Right
if you
here.
look it up, what it means to be submissive, like I said, it ain't nothing that you know what I'm saying. But it's the dude responsibility to be that dude to where the woman will want to submit to. That's why I mean,
Yes.
that's why I'm saying, that's why I say a lot of women don't want to get married today, because like I said, women want naturally to be submissive to a man, because it's in the DNA for that to happen. But they not going, these days women are way smarter nowadays, have way more freedoms nowadays. So y'all and like I said, biggest thing, y'all smarter. So like I said, they know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't a lot of dudes. They know a lot of dudes out here ain't worth nothing. And
See, that's what it
facts.
comes back to. Why would I submit to someone that I know is not worth it?
Exactly.
Right.
But
Right.
at the same time,
But
that's
sometimes
exactly what I
you
mean.
can be in a situation where you feel like a person could be worth it or potentially worth it.
I mean, of
but
course,
you see
when you
somebody
first- when
else,
you first
another
meet 'em,
female
when
who
you
says,
first
"Oh,
just
their
like-
man ain't worth it," then you want to follow what they
Exactly.
talking about.
And
Like,
this-
oh,
and-
well, yeah, I know my man ain't.
And
I ain't gonna submit
and
to my
another
man.
thing,
She
and
ain't
another
submitting to
thing,
her
another
man.
thing that's hurting women is the ones that do got somebody, they listening to their single friends,
Yup.
and that's how they end up single.
That can go both ways.
Nah,
Yes.
dudes know
We mean
a
it
lot
can
of.
go both ways. Like
Because-
Because I mean, it
There's
could,
plenty of
but,
times
but
guys
I know,
be
but
in friends'
it's not
ears
that
talking
common.
about,
It's
like,
not
oh,
that
yeah.
She a
common.
hoe,
Yeah.
or don't trust her. I
It's
seen
not
her
that
on
common. The
such
dude
and such.
gonna leave his.
Because-
It's not that common. Dudes gonna step out.
But
his-
it's more
step
because
out
they're
his
like,
relationship, though.
they don't wanna lose their
niggas-
friend.
And most niggas don't even be talking about it like that.
Y'all know nigga.
Most niggas, you know what happens? You know what happens? Most niggas, they won't say nothing. They won't say nothing. They might take you to a spot where it's other females at and stuff. Not saying that they intend for you to do something, but that's about it. That's about it. That's about it. It ain't like, hey man, your girl a hoe, unless she really is one. You know what I'm
But
saying?
then-
But women, y'all talk a lot. Y'all gossip a lot.
Yup.
So what y'all do is here, when you go to the men ain't rallies
Yup.
that y'all be having.
I would
He
Look,
saying y'all like we
and
really
you-
be doing
And
it.
no.
We do
And
call
you
it.
know
We
what's
gotta
even
come
more
clean.
messed up?
We
You know
gotta
what's
come
even
clean.
more
We do
messed up?
this.
The one that talking about men ain't is the one that's in a relationship while y'all ain't. A lot of women don't put y'all on play because they don't, like I said, they don't want to see y'all with a man. They want to be the only one in the circle that got somebody and that's happy and stuff. They don't
Facts.
want to see y'all happy because, like I said, that's just once again in women's
Well, I
nature.
think that's where Kiki said it can go the other way too, where the woman's in a good
relationship, yeah.
You got her single friends telling
Yeah,
her that
exactly.
he's just a dog.
Yeah, and
he
all
don't
this,
want
and they
you
hating
all that
and they
stuff.
jealous
Yeah, and
because
like I
they
said,
see that
yeah.
you got a decent relationship or you got a decent situation that's going on. And like I said, they want to, like you said, damage that. Like they are rather for you to be in the same circle as them. And then the moment you get in that circle and you get in that situation with them or be in that same whatever, then it's like you don't hear nothing from them or they don't want to talk
Like I
to
said,
you
how
or
you
they
gonna
start
let
dissing stuff.
how you gonna let somebody?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying people don't have wisdom and aren't wise, but how you gonna let somebody that's not in a relationship and ain't been in that many sit here and give you relationship advice?
Well, see, I ain't never
Best-
been
best
that-
Situational, as you would
That
say.
can't
Nah.
be situational only if
Nah.
the
Why
relationship
Experience,
that
you can't
no, I'm
teach
saying-
experience.
No, he
And if
said
you ain't
that-
never experienced a relationship, How in the world you gonna be wise?
No,
in
but
it?
see, that's
But
that's
I
what
mean,
I'm
but it's
saying.
also observations though, bro. Because you
Yeah.
can observe somebody's
You can observe,
situation.
but
and see
observation,
somebody-
once again, observations is one thing, but experience is a whole nother. I can
I
sit
mean,
here
I
and
get
tell
it.
you, I can sit here and tell you this was gonna happen, and 9 times out of 10, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But why? Because I've
Put it
experienced
at like
it.
7 or 8.
Because it's just like, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
look. Okay,
I would
listen.
say 9
All right,
times.
look. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it like this then. You got kids.
Okay.
9
know
times
that.
out of 10, you done been through what they already done been through. You know why? It ain't because of observation of even. It ain't because of
'cause you were a
observation.
child.
It's because everybody was a child at one point.
Yeah. But
That's what I mean. You can't
that's
teach,
not- that's
but
not
you
the same
can't
thing,
teach
though.
the experience. It is because what bro just said, the observation. Ain't nothing wrong with people that observe, but like I said, you can't teach experience. You don't know if you don't know what it's like to be broke or anything. How you gonna make decisions on what broke people do? That's what they do in politics. They make decisions for us like they know what it's like to be broke. Ain't never been broke a day in their life. Ain't never had no rent is due notice on their door. Ain't never been through nothing like that. They speak off of what? Observation. They don't speak off of experience. That's why they think they know the answers. That's why I
some of them
say
are just stupid too. So
exactly.
you can't
That's
really-
why I say observation is okay. Cause you do see certain things that go on, but experience. I'd rather be talking to somebody that's experienced in something because, like I said, they know what it's like, and they've been
But I
through it.
mean, even if they know what it's like, though, it still all comes down to the certain
I mean,
individual
that's why I said
that's
the
in
wisdom
situation.
part. Because you could be in a relationship and still be dumb as hell.
Yeah,
And to
you see what I'm saying?
to what's going on.
Exactly.
But that's why I
So-
said. That's
And
why I
so-
also
that's why I
said
was saying
first.
some things are also common sense too, and some people lack that and actually need to hear from somebody that has common sense
Yeah.
certain things because they just not it's not clicking.
Right.
But like I
Because
said,
anything that
Yeah,
a person
bro,
with common
it's not
sense,
clicking.
they ain't gonna tell you. They ain't trying to tell you nothing wrong. They just trying to tell you from what they would if they were in that perspective or like you said in that situation. Like this
right,
is what they
and ain't
would
nothing
do.
wrong with
Yeah,
that.
you
But
know what
like
I mean?
I said, a lot of people, a lot of stuff like I can't. It's certain things I can't speak on. I can tell you if it's right, if I feel why it's right and wrong, but I can't speak on it because I ain't never been in that situation or something like that. But like I said, I can give you my opinion about it. But once again, somebody that's experienced something like they've been in prison, you can't tell. I could tell you don't go to prison. I ain't never been to prison.
Well, that's why I
I could
said
just tell you that. But
situational.
somebody that's been, and yes, it is. But like I said, somebody that's been to prison, they can tell you deeper in depth
Of
and
course.
being firsthand on something. You don't want
a
a
hard
doctor
life on the
that.
inside.
Okay, put it this way: you don't want it's just sticking to the observation versus experience thing. You don't want a doctor operating on you because I saw
Man,
how to
I-
do this.
That come on.
I got it on
That's
YouTube.
You know what I'm saying? I saw this
That's
on
common,
YouTube.
but that's
Hey,
what I'm saying.
hey, look.
That's common sense though. okay,
TikTok taught me.
okay, so let me put it this way. That's just like us having kids. Kanye's the only one at this table that doesn't have any children.
Right.
Us three, we have. She has a child. We have children.
But I don't know
But
about.
and my dad has had 6 of us.
Right.
He's obviously experienced
all
when it
over
comes
the
to children, but that
Of course.
doesn't mean that everything that he gives me advice about, I'm gonna do just
No,
he's
because
experienced.
in that case, why he does have experience is 2 different time frames. The kids that are kids today
Right, but
weren't the
that's
kids,
why
ain't the
we're
kids
saying,
that
like,
y'all were back then.
So wouldn't that make
But you're still
sense?
kids,
Like
though.
if you were to talk, if you, relationship wise, or well, I'm not saying marriage.
No, what I'm
yet, but I'm gonna say relationships wise. Then wouldn't that, especially with our age group,
right.
if Kanye, for instance, if you were to talk to him about whatever, and he gave you advice or whatever, even though he hasn't experienced it, wouldn't it?
Bro's wise though. That's why I said.
Right,
Bro,
but that's
bro
what-
has wisdom.
That's what we're
Bro
trying
has
to
wisdom.
say,
That's,
though.
no, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with that. That, like I said, off
Okay.
of
He
observation
made you
or
sound
anything,
old. He's wise.
He's wise.
which is good. 'Cause
I got a little great right here.
Oh my
That's why I
goodness.
said. That's why I said that's different. That's why I said before I even said what I said. You know, wisdom.
I feel like it's a
wisdom.
better if you're gonna go for someone for advice. Go to someone,
Go to somebody who
that
can
you've been through
that,
it.
that,
That you know that you can trust
for
for
one,
one.
and that's
And that's not
biased.
gonna be manipulative or biased.
Right. Because if
Like-
you go to somebody that's just gonna be on your side all the time and you don't want to hear the right answer, and
Yes.
you know that
Don't
they-
come to me,
don't-
okay?
yeah, because
Because I'm gonna let you know if you're right.
Because
or
as
wrong.
much as that other
'Cause that's
person
not helping.
might feel like that you should not be in that situation, they still got to be honest. Like you
That's
cannot,
not- and-
you cannot
and yeah,
be
and
biased.
like I said,
you
that's-
can't, unfortunately.
Like
I
I
mean,
said,
no, it's not unfortunately, but you
that's-
can't be biased.
that's not helping that person. And if
No.
you're a true person, love and care for that person, that's not helping them.
Look, I've
So,
seen enough girls go through some bad relationships, and then sometimes it's their fault. And
I mean, yeah.
you gotta let them know. Look, you messing up too. It ain't just all.
Yeah, facts. It ain't.
I'm
You
not
gotta-
gonna sit here
you know,
and sugarcoat
I
it
mean,
and be like,
yeah.
oh, it's that nigga.
That's just like
Yeah.
that's just like okay. That's just like
Right,
if bro's in a good situation and you know could
whack you
you know
across
what I'm
your
saying?
head if you mess
like
that up.
I'm a pull him to the side. Like I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna go to her. I ain't gonna go to her right away. I ain't gonna go to her. You know, without going to him first. I'm gonna be like, bro,
No.
you like you know you get it together, but tighten up, bro.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Focus up, you know. But if if you just sitting here like, hey man, it is what it is type thing, you ain't help. You part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? And most of the people that's like that usually are part of the problem where they be like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He gonna
It
do
All right,
it.
that's me
what it
sometimes. I, ain't
is.
even
I mean, at the end of the
when I
day,
ain't got no advice for you.
at
It be
the,
like that.
at the end of the day, it's that person's choice.
It
It's
is
that
what it
person's
is.
choice. It's that person's choice. But it's our responsibility as humans to help if we can help.
Look, I'll give you the best advice possible. It's up to you to take it. That's all. I
No,
have to
you
say.
give what you believe is the best advice.
I just said
So-
I'm gonna give you the best advice. Either you take it or you don't. That's up to
Why'd
you.
you say no? I'm about to say
No, because she said I'm gonna give you the best advice possible.
Possible.
You're gonna give the best advice.
That she
you
knows.
want.
That's
she
what
didn't
she
say that though. She said I'm gonna
I
give
mean,
you the
I
best
got it.
advice.
I thought that was like in there with it when I
Sometimes
said it.
she with her, you gotta be specific.
Self-explanatory.
You gotta be specific because then she gonna be like, y'all all agree when I said I give the best advice. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be specific with
First
her.
of all, as a
keep
Sagittarius,
receipts.
I
Say
do
some
give
wrong
best
shit.
advice.
She
All right.
She keep receipts. She keep receipts.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't
so
delete
going-
no text messages.
Going back to submissive, the definition of submissive is ready to conform to the authority or will of others, meekly obedient or passive.
Exactly. Nothing screams slave about that. If that's the case, then we might as well call ourselves slaves when we submit to whatever beliefs
I
we
ain't
have
doing
in.
that.
And whatever idols
My
and stuff you
ancestors
had.
went
Like
through
I
that
said,
already. I
that's
ain't
why I
trying to go
said
back.
we submission. We all submit at the end of the day, regardless. Because like I said, men submit to they woman too. Like I don't know why they feel like it's just a
It's
woman
just a
thing.
woman thing.
Woman,
Yeah.
it just said like I said, y'all. That's because a lot of y'all listening to these older time Old Testament Christians that are going talking about
It's not
like.
even just Christians.
I
it's
mean,
just
no.
people.
And then, like I
Because
said,
that's where they do.
I mean,
That is where they
can
get
I-
it from.
'cause most
That's
Jews-
where they
that's
they
why I
get
said,
it
that-
from.
where
that
you
comes
think,
with
where
the
you think
trends,
the
I be
bad
telling
root,
y'all.
the bad root came from? That's where
That's
the
why I
bad.
said
That's
that
where
is where it came from.
Yeah.
The
That's why I
originality
said-
of it is
yeah.
from the Old Testament.
That's why I
from
said,
the
but like
Bible.
I said, it also says what a man's responsibility is, biblically speaking, as well.
Yep.
See, you looking at, like I said, if the man ain't a leader, if he ain't leading his family and he can't lead no family, that ain't no dude you want to be with. That ain't no dude you want to follow.
That's
Because
not
you
even
have
a-
to follow.
Fact.
You have to follow as a woman. You got to follow your man. Because the man's supposed to be leading y'all. He's supposed to be following. Biblically, he's supposed to be following God. Y'all follow him.
Yeah.
The family follows him.
Well, I guess I'm FRE.
Well, it's not even just unnecessary. Like it's just like
But
you
just
said,
speaking, not even biblically
just-
speaking though.
yeah,
Like,
like-
Well, yeah, that's for the people who
that's
don't believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the people who don't believe and who are non-believers, it's still the
But it's
same
still-
way.
it
It's still the
is.
same
It's
way.
still the
but
same
the
way,
man,
yeah.
but the man is still at the end of the day supposed to lead. Now,
Supposed to be the
who
head of the
he-
household.
He's supposed to
Yeah,
be the head.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
the head doesn't mean the woman
Control
can't earn her
everything.
own and he controls. Because if that's the case, then that man controls everything. And
Right.
if that's the case, all you got to offer is sex. Like this, like a lot of women believe what it means to be submissive is all I got to do is hump him and he all right. No,
Nah.
no,
Facts.
Because that's
just
why I said
weird.
that's why I said earlier. Women need to look up. Women and men, because some men really think that's what it means too.
Yep.
I know
They
they
need
do.
Yeah.
to look at the true definition of what it means biblically if you are a believer and not and just in general if you aren't. It still means the same thing either way. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
But like I said, if he,
Technical
but look,
difficulties.
but one thing, like I said about women, bring up my point that I made earlier. Women are smarter these days. Women can think for themselves these days. Women are stronger these days. That's why a lot of them are
Niggas
like,
are
this
broke
nigga
these
ain't
days.
about you know what I'm saying? This nigga ain't about ish. I don't even need this nigga. And most of the niggas they run into, which is partially their problem too, because they still like to try to pick the same niggas, and then they want to. I can change him into being that dude, and no, you can't.
Well, see, that's
Just like
where,
a dude
that's where
can't change
it's-
that woman into being
That's
something
where
else.
it's the
You
woman's
can't change
job.
a hoe into a housewife.
I ain't gonna say
on
that.
either side. But
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't saying,
No,
but,
that was just
but it's
saying
up to
that
them to
goes with
change.
that.
You can be the spark that helps them change, though.
But see, that's where what you were saying before. That's when it's the women's job to stop. Because I mean, men have this problem too, but stop being so prideful and let their guard
That's
down.
definitely a man's thing.
Facts.
It's a woman thing too.
I mean,
especially
women
with the
pride is
like,
high. Women pride is
especially-
high these days. In
Especially with what
2022.
Jamal just said about them
2K22.
being independent and how they don't need a man. And blah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
to
a
be
pri-
honest,
Come on, is that not pride?
Relationship,
Is that not pride?
It is pride.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But to be honest, everybody needs somebody at the end of the day.
Everybody.
Regardless
Facts.
of how you want to look at it,
Facts.
everybody needs that one
Facts.
person.
Facts.
It doesn't have, and I don't mean just relationship and marriage wise, but everybody needs that one person that they can, outside of God, that can physically be there for you. Call, pick up the phone whenever you need something. Everybody needs that one person. Now,
Everybody.
relationship
Facts.
and marriage wise, yeah, that too. Like, you can't think that when you're in a relationship, and that's what the problem is today, outside of not communicating things like that, people keep thinking that you can do independent stuff when you're in a relationship. That makes no sense.
That's the
You're
problem.
supposed to be working as a team. Ain't no,
Facts.
and even the percentages, like, I don't even like it when people do like 50%, 60%. No, I mean, if you talk about it and split and stuff, yeah, but you're still working together as a whole.
Speaking
Like,
off of
ain't
that, and
no,
speaking off of that, more black couples, especially in the black community, need to be doing that.
Yeah.
Need to be doing everything 50-50. Building together. Because
well,
that,
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
No, I
'cause
agree. That's why I
people
say I
will
concur
take
with
that,
what you're saying.
that
Yeah.
50, 50, 60, 40 so
Well, they only
literal.
well they'll feel like, you know, in a 50-50 relationship, I'm only gonna get 50%. That's all I have to give because you're gonna give the other 50%. Which
what
you
I'm
know,
saying is, though,
that's-
especially starting off, like, if you build, one thing about building together is y'all both plant that seed together.
Right.
Once
Yep.
you plant, and if y'all stick with that jank, the jank ain't gonna do nothing but grow. But
Right.
when y'all like, oh, he gotta do this, he gotta do
I know
that,
that's
and,
why.
or she gotta do this and she gotta do that, you know what I'm saying? You know what your strengths, that person's strengths are, and you know what that person's weaknesses are. At least you should. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Y'all supposed to do that stuff, that y'all supposed to be doing stuff together, building together. If you can't build with somebody, why are you here? Why am I here? You know, I'm not trying to be with somebody that I can't build with. Now, it's situational, of course. You know what I'm saying? You know, I
swear
might
that word
like
comes
I'm trying to tell you every
because
podcast.
here it go, because like I make more. You know, in this in one case, she might make more in another case. You know what I'm saying? But just because she make more, that doesn't mean she's supposed to look down on you because you you don't make enough right now. That's right now. That's just right now. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. He ain't supposed to look down on you because you make less. And he's taking care of everything. That's what you're supposed to do when you get in a relationship.
All right.
You know, like I said, if I go down, that whole he got to do this, and I'm speaking for women, a lot of women these days, he got to do this, the man should be doing that. Okay, cool. What happens if I go down?
we had this conversation before.
Exactly. What happens if I go down?
Yep.
And none of them can
But see,
answer
that's
that because you know what's gonna happen. More than likely, women like that. What happens when I go down?
They gonna
She
go to
gonna
the
leave
next
me.
one.
She gonna
Yeah.
leave me for
And
somebody
that's what,
else
and that's what the
else.
other,
that can
that's,
pick up that
that's
slack.
another
Facts.
that's another
Because-
problem that
because
women have too.
They
I
looking
can-
to be
I can
taken
see
care
and
of.
Speak on that.
A lot of women that talk about dudes being taken care of these days. A lot of women want to be taken care of.